If not, say something else as we move forward.
Cornel West.
Oh, Cornel West. What did he say about Cornel? I think that Cornel West is an interesting and entertaining person, and he has a great facility for language, and one day you can figure out what he stands for. You understand? Because this facility of language it's almost obscurantis. He's for everybody. In many ways, he's for brother Trump and brother Biden and brother oppressor and brother oppressed and et cetera, and which is a typical kind of thing that people need to. You're gonna have to stop straddling the fence. I heard, for example, I was listening. Remember Obama when he became president, when he was elected president. There's a tradition that most people are not familiar with, that every year a U.S. president would go to this place where Confederate burial place, and they would lay wreaths for the Confederates. Do you know that? And so the question they raised is now they don't have to say anything about it before, right? But now that Obama is president, they say, okay, what's Obama going to do? This became a public question. Is he going to lay a wreath on the graves of those people who tried to keep us enslaved? And so what Obama did was he laid a wreath on the people who tried to keep us enslaved, and then he laid a wreath for the Union soldiers who fought against them. So he was on both sides at the same time. And I saw an interview that somebody was playing the other day with Kamala Harris. She came out and made the statement, no, I am not going to just say something about just for black people, just for black people. And then she talked about how they had to pass legislation to make sure to deal against anti-Semitism and all this dirty stuff that they see happen to the Jews, et cetera. So they talk out both sides of their mouths, and somebody's got to be on the side of black people. And I'm hoping that Don, that's where we are. We're on the side of African people. We'll see if Cornel West can come up with any kind of program. Can Cornel West say drop the charges against the Uhuru movement? Can Cornel West condemn the FBI attack on our movement? Can Cornel West say the FBI has done this historically, starting with Garvey, with Paul Robeson, with the Black Panther Party, that they killed Fred Hampton and Mark Clark and Malcolm X, and therefore I'm standing solidly with the Uhuru movement, with Chairman Omali, Yeshitela, and the African People's Socialist Party? That's something that we need to hear coming from Cornel. Otherwise, we need to be able to distinguish Cornel West from everybody else who's running for office. So if he needs to distinguish himself. So we're waiting to see. We haven't heard enough from him. We've seen some interviews where he was, he said a lot of things that didn't make a statement of what he's for, except love. He's for love. Yes. He's for love. And in some ways, well, I lived on Haight Street once. And there are people here who are too young to remember the significance of that. But he's for love, etc. I know that for sure. Let's see if he's for black people. Let's see if he's for a genuine struggle. And I'm tired of those folk who can say that they recognize something called oppression, but they cannot recognize that when you talk about oppression, you talk about a relationship. You're talking about oppressed and oppressors. So you can't be for the brother oppressor and the brother oppressed too. You got to say that you're on the side of the oppressed, and you got to say that not just in pure abstract terms. It's not good enough just to be against Trump, or as he came out against Obama at some juncture. You got to be able to be explicitly for the interests of the people, and that has to be something that can be represented in more than just pure abstraction. So I'm waiting. Cornel may surprise us all. I want to be surprised by Cornel. I want to be blown away. I want to be blown away. I want to say, Brother Cornel, West, yeah. So